Imagine an empire that once stood as a formidable rival to one of history's greatest powers, Rome. Stretching across the vast lands of ancient Persia, the Parthian Empire emerged as a major force in the east, wielding both military prowess and diplomatic cunning. In today's video, we will explore the fascinating story of the Parthian Empire, its meteoric rise, its relentless conflicts with Rome, and its eventual decline. Join us as we journey through centuries of warfare, cultural exchange, and political intrigue that defined an empire which became known as Rome's greatest enemy. The origins of the Parthian Empire trace back to the turbulent aftermath of Alexander the Great's conquests. In the power vacuum that followed the fragmentation of his vast empire, local rulers began to assert their independence. Among these were the Parni, a nomadic tribe from the northeastern Iranian plateau. Under the leadership of Arsaces I in the mid-3rd century BCE, the Parni succeeded in overthrowing the Seleucid hold on their region, and established what would soon become the Parthian state. From these humble beginnings, the Parthians embarked on a remarkable journey of consolidation and expansion. Their military was built on the strength of highly mobile horse archers and heavy cavalry, which allowed them to engage in swift, decisive battles across the rugged terrain of Iran and Mesopotamia. Unlike the sedentary armies of their contemporaries, the Parthians excelled in hit-and-run tactics and encirclements, a style that would later become infamous during their engagements with the Roman legions. Arsaces I and his successors steadily expanded Parthian territory, uniting disparate tribes and city-states under a single banner. Their early victories were not solely won on the battlefield. They also established a system of alliances and local governance that ensured the loyalty of conquered peoples. By the early 1st century BCE, the Parthian realm stretched from the borders of modern-day Turkmenistan to the Euphrates River, laying the foundation for an empire that would challenge Rome for centuries. One of the keys to the Parthians' early success was their ability to adapt to the complexities of a multi-ethnic realm. They adopted many elements of Persian culture and administration while retaining their nomadic military traditions. This blend of innovation and tradition allowed the Parthians to thrive in an environment that was both politically and militarily volatile. Their capital, Ctesiphon, became a vibrant center of trade and culture, symbolizing the empire's unique synthesis of East and West. As the Parthian Empire grew in strength, it inevitably came into conflict with the expanding power of Rome. The two superpowers first clashed over the control of Mesopotamia, a region rich in resources and strategic importance. The rivalry between Rome and Parthia would eventually define much of the eastern frontier of the Roman world. One of the most dramatic episodes in this prolonged struggle was the Battle of Carrhae in 53 BCE. In this encounter, the Roman general Crassus, seeking to replicate the military glories of his predecessors, led a large Roman force into Parthian territory. However, he underestimated the tactical brilliance of the Parthian cavalry. Employing devastating horse archers and heavily armored cataphracts, the Parthians encircled the Roman legions, inflicting heavy casualties. The result was a crushing defeat for Rome, with Crassus himself perishing in the battle. The humiliation of Carrhae not only dented Roman prestige but also cemented the reputation of the Parthian military as nearly invincible on the open field. Despite this setback, Rome was not deterred. Over the following centuries, a series of intermittent conflicts and negotiations ensued. Both powers engaged in a complex dance of war and diplomacy, with treaties, border skirmishes, and proxy wars defining their relationship. While Rome sought to expand its eastern provinces, the Parthians were equally determined to defend their sphere of influence. In many ways, the Parthians served as a counterbalance to Roman ambition, forcing the Eternal City to divert resources and rethink its strategies on the eastern frontier. During its zenith, the Parthian Empire reached its territorial and cultural peak. The empire was a mosaic of peoples and traditions. Aramaic, Greek, Persian, and nomadic influences intermingled to create a society that was as diverse as it was dynamic. Trade flourished along the Silk Road, linking East and West in a network of economic and cultural exchange. The Parthians themselves became renowned for their art, architecture, and the sophisticated urban centers that dotted their realm. Yet the relationship with Rome was a constant source of both opportunity and tension. In addition to military confrontations, the Parthians and Romans engaged in a delicate balancing act of alliances and rivalries with local kingdoms and tribes. This geopolitical chess game often meant that the fate of an emperor, a governor, or even an entire region could hinge on the outcomes of diplomatic maneuvers and military skirmishes between these two powers. The Parthian strategy was not solely based on brute force. Their ability to negotiate, form alliances, and even pay tribute when necessary allowed them to preserve their autonomy in the face of Rome's relentless expansion. In many instances, Parthian rulers were adept at playing the Roman factions against one another, using internal Roman politics to their advantage. No empire lasts forever. As the centuries turned, internal weaknesses began to undermine the once mighty Parthian state. One major factor in the decline was the inherent difficulty of managing such a vast and diverse realm. The decentralized nature of Parthian rule, which had once been a strength in uniting various peoples, gradually became a liability. Local rulers and regional elites increasingly chafed under the nominal authority of the central government, leading to fragmentation and internal strife. By the 3rd century CE, external pressures further exacerbated these internal divisions. The Sasanian Persians, a new force rising in the east, challenged the Parthian way of life with a more centralized and autocratic system of governance. In a series of brutal conflicts, the Sasanian dynasty overthrew the Parthian regime and established an empire that would go on to rival Rome in its own right. The fall of the Parthian Empire was not marked by a single cataclysmic battle, but by a gradual erosion of power, as the fabric of the state was torn apart by internal rivalries and external invasion. Despite its eventual collapse, the legacy of the Parthian Empire endures in numerous ways. For one, the military tactics and strategies perfected by the Parthians influenced warfare for centuries to come. Their emphasis on mobility, the use of horse archers, and the integration of diverse military traditions left an indelible mark on the art of war. Moreover, the Parthian Empire served as a crucial buffer between Rome and the lands of the East, playing a key role in the cultural and economic exchanges that shaped the ancient world. The story of the Parthians also offers timeless lessons on the nature of power, governance, and the challenges of ruling a multi-ethnic empire. Their rise from a modest nomadic tribe to a dominant power in the Near East exemplifies the transformative impact of leadership and innovation. At the same time, their eventual decline reminds us of the difficulties inherent in maintaining unity and stability over vast territories and diverse populations. As we reflect on the history of the Parthian Empire, we are compelled to consider the enduring question, how do great empires rise and fall? The Parthians remind us that while military might and strategic acumen can secure short-term victories, long-term success depends on the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and manage internal diversity. Their story is a vivid illustration of how power can both unite and divide, how external threats and internal discord can conspire to bring down even the most formidable states. In many respects, the legacy of the Parthian Empire continues to influence our world today. Modern discussions about statecraft, cultural integration, and military strategy often echo the challenges faced by the Parthians. Their example serves as both an inspiration and a warning, a testament to the heights that can be achieved through vision and determination, and a reminder of the perils that come when unity gives way to division. The Parthian Empire stands as one of history's most intriguing and resilient powers, a force that rose from the steppes to become Rome's greatest enemy. Its story is one of relentless ambition, brilliant military tactics, and complex political maneuvering. Although the empire eventually fell to internal strife and external pressures, its impact on military history, statecraft, and cultural exchange remains profound. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the rise and fall of the Parthian Empire. If you found this exploration enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe for more comprehensive journeys through the events and empires that have shaped our world. What lessons do you think we can learn from the Parthians about power and governance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this fascinating conversation.